Hey Leos, Mariah here. I am going to go ahead and do something a bit different for you guys. So we're actually going to do a 2022 forecast looking at the astrology that'll be happening for you in the first quarter and also tarot, right? We're going to be looking at a few different aspects here. So after we look at the planetary alignments for you to have some form of indication of what to expect in 2022 in the month of January, February, and March. Then we'll also look into tarot and see what can you expect, what you don't see coming, finances. Also, we'll look into our single Leos for the month and our ones that are coupled or in a connection for the month. And we'll do that for all 3 months within the first quarter of 2022, okay? So hopefully you guys are comfortable. This is going to be possibly a long video, so just relax, grab your food, chill out, get your drink, whatever it is that you need to do to get comfortable, because we are going to take a really in-depth look in regards to your 2022 first quarter, starting with January, right? So you do begin your year with your 6th house of health and work in a very powerful aspect. So this is a great month, January, for job seekers. There are many opportunities and you are in demand. Even those already employed will have opportunities for overtime or second jobs. There's a strong focus on health. Though health is good until the 20th of January, this focus will stand you in good stead after then. And then after that, health will need more attention. So, understanding that on the 20th, short-term planets join into this. This will increase stress, okay? So just keep that on your radar, okay? So on the 20th, because of that, you may have some increase in stress. Things may be a bit more difficult. There may be more pressure that you're dealing with around this time frame. So just make sure you get enough rest at this time and try to enhance your health in the best ways that you can. So after that, though health and energy could be a bit better after the 20th, nice things are happening for you. So the sun enters your 7th house, if I can even speak, 7th house of love, and you begin a yearly love and social peak. You are more popular this month as you're putting others first and go out of your way for others. You take a proactive attitude to love. You make things happen. If someone that the person, oh my God, I can't even speak. If you like someone, that person will know it, right? So you will approach the people that you're interested in. You're not gonna take the wallflower role, which that's not a Leo thing anyway, right? Like, you guys are definitely not wallflowers by any means, but in the month of January, you really will leave some form of prominence in regards to other people that you are interested in or taking a liking to, right? So if love is complicated, which it may be in January, you might like a little bit of that spice, right? That may make things a little more interesting for you. Leos, you guys can be a bit dramatic. Not all of you, of course, depending on your planetary aspects within your own personal chart, but there may be a little drama that adds a little spice in your love life that you're really taking a liking to. Now, we'll say if you are in a relationship, your partner may not be in agreement with everything that you may do or suggest in the month of January. So you will try to get them to see your side of things. But for the most part, in the month of January, especially if you are in a relationship, you should be successful in love. So your financial planet Mercury goes retrograde from the 14th onwards. So try to wrap up important purchases or investments before then. After the 14th, work to get clarity in your finances. Mercury's retrograde won't stop earnings, but only will slow things down a bit. Make sure to handle all the details of financial transactions perfectly. This will minimize any delays. So, understanding just a brief overall of January and what that feels and looks like, let's look into the tarot portion for you for January. So I'm going to pull a card from this specific deck, my Motivation Manifesto, and see what the overall energy is for you Leos in the month of January. So what is the overall energy for my Leos in the month of January? Okay. It says life's greatest victories are won on the fields of love. Okay, awesome. So again, remember in January, you are going to have a little bit of spiciness in your love life. There may be a little bit of drama, but it does feel like for the most part, love will be pretty okay, especially for my coupled Leos. So let's take a little further look into this for you guys, right? So what I want to see here is what you can expect in the month of January. So for my Leos, what can they expect in the month of January? If I can shuffle. What can my wonderful, wonderful Leos expect in the month of January when it comes to their life? Let's see here. Also, too, life greatest victories are won on the fields of love. There may be an energy of what's worth fighting for. There may be some things that you are willing to fight for, and some things you may just have to bite your tongue on and just say, you know what, it's not worth the conflict, it's not worth the trouble, it's not worth the extra issues. Some things may be worth that, right? Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Tower card. Interesting. So shakeups in the month of January. Tower's not always bad. Tower actually can be pretty good in certain circumstances. In this case, it's kind of a neutral point for me for what I'm feeling. It feels like there's delays, and that's kind of the Tower moment that you're experiencing in January. So if you're expecting a proposal, whether that is a marriage proposal, whether that is a proposal to move a relationship from, you know, single status to now we're coupled, if you're expecting maybe a raise or some form of offer or opportunity to come in the month of January, that's where this Tower is coming from. So just expect that, if you will, what you may be expecting may be delayed. I don't see it being put off permanently or it not coming to fruition, but it feels like if you are expecting something to happen, whether that's getting that offer for a new job or getting, again, that bonus or that raise, or expecting something to come in for you, or, you know, a relationship to go from single status to an actual relationship, that's going to be delayed in the month of January. Okay, and it feels like you may feel a little bit restless over this because it feels like you may have been anticipating this for a while or expecting or hoping for this to come in, but it's not coming in just as of yet. Okay, so I want to see what you don't see coming in the month of January. What does our Leos not see coming in the month of January? Last shuffle. What does our Leos not see coming in the month of January? Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, more than we expected. Wow. Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. We got the Six of Wands in the reverse. Justice. Fool in reverse. Temperance in reverse. Three of Pentacles in reverse. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Okay, interesting. Well, for some of you, what you may not be expecting is there is a return, whether this is a family member, friend, a past romantic connection with the Ten of Cups, especially in regards to that. You may have somebody from your past returning, or somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while. This could be a distant friend. For some of you, I'm getting this may go back to like university or college days, or even high school days. This was like the last time you've spoken to them. Also, too, as kind of a side message, just be careful if you are one of those Leos that lights fireworks for New Year's. Be very careful, because I see some type of what's it called? Pyro? I forgot what the actual the technical name for fireworks. But there's something that ends up like failing or backfiring. Just make sure you're safe if you're lighting fireworks for New Year's, okay? But if there has been any court proceedings where you've been expecting some form of outcome financially, or looking for a settlement or a payout, I do see that happening. Again, delays with that, right? There is a delay, but I still see it playing out in your favor, but there is a form of delay of that money coming in. Also, too, if there's been a child support issue with, you know, an ex-partner or a child's mother or father, I do see that proceeding moving forward in the month of January. I don't see the outcome happening in the month of January, but I do see it moving forward. I also feel like in the month of January, there's a lot of healing that you're going to have to do. It feels like in the month of January, you get really real with yourself. really serious with yourself. And at the top of the year, that's when we tend to do that the most, right? We set our New Year's resolutions. We tend to set our goals or our intentions for the new year, or at least for the first quarter. And it feels like you guys are really getting real with yourself, cutting out a lot of the BS or the talk that we tend to tell ourselves to make ourselves feel good or better. It feels like no more of that in the month of January. You're being honest and looking at your shortcomings, the things that you know that you need to improve in, that in the year of 2021 that you didn't really improve on, or you didn't really change in the way that you wanted to. In the month of January, you're getting really real and serious with yourself. Also too, with this Fool in reverse, it's a weird energy here for me, because this Fool in reverse, to me, it's talking about not being reckless. But there may be something that you do that is outside of the ordinary, because it's in reverse, but it's coming up kind of in the upright for me in the energy. So there's something you may end up taking on that's out of the ordinary. So as an example, you may take in some stray pets or some stray dogs, or you may end up in the month of January going to volunteer or doing organizational work. Or you may join a group or a club that helps underprivileged kids or teens. There's something here that you normally don't do on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis, that in the month of January, something kind of springs up in the mind of wanting to give back or wanting to be of a helping hand to others, whether it's within your community, whether it's in your family, or whether it's the people surrounding you. It's like you're taking on this new feeling of wanting to not only improve yourself in your daily routines, but you also want to improve how you show up in the world and your part that you play in the world. So it's a really beautiful energy, and this is something that you are going to try to stick to. Now, going throughout the rest of the quarters of the of the year, there may be some wavering of it, because it feels like this is kind of one of those spur of the moments, like, you know what, I really want to do this, I really want to do that. And when we make decisions based off that, we don't really tend to stick to them throughout the rest of the year. That's why we'll start a resolution at the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, it's like, what the hell didn't happen? Right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you. So I want to look at your finances first quarter. So for my Leos, what are their finances looking like in the first quarter? We have butterfly, sudden change, frivolous spending, short-term loan. Okay. So some of you guys may be spending a bit more in the month of January. Money still feels, for the most part, pretty stable, but just be careful that you're not overly spending yourself, because we did have that Five of Pentacles that just came up in the reverse in the last spread. So just be careful that you are managing your finances appropriately and correctly. Some of you may be getting a loan, whether it's for a home, whether it's for a new car. Some of you may be refinancing your home or your car. Some of you may be trying to put more money towards your student loans if you have student loans. But it feels like, for the most part, for some of you guys, your New Year's resolution may be to change your spending habits and becoming more financially savvy, becoming a bit more financially wise and prudent, right? Sticking to certain budgets and certain goals that you have set for yourself. Also too, because we have this Page of Wands here, there may be something that really sparks your interest. Again, be careful, because it's still holiday season, and with this Page of Wands, I'm getting the energy of whether you're seeing a ad, because you know Facebook, since you talk about something out loud, you see the ad right on Facebook. So it may be through an ad or seeing a commercial or anything of that nature. You may see something that really sparks your interest, and you immediately make a purchase on something, and that may be kind of the energy you carry out through January, where it's like you see something and you just gotta have it, you just gotta get it, and you're spending more emotionally, because the Page of Wands, even though it's not necessarily emotional energy, it's a passionate energy. So you may feel really drawn to something or drawn to buy something that you may not necessarily need in the moment you want it, because the page is a very juvenile energy. So in the moment you may want it, but then you look back and now you're having buyer's remorse. So just be careful of that. Also, Ace of Swords, it feels like a lot of you guys may be trying to cut away some debts. If you have some debts that you really want to pay off, it feels like, again, you're getting really serious with yourself and what it is that you want to accomplish in the month of January when it comes to your financial goals. I don't see an increase in finances per se, but I do feel like you're getting a little bit smarter. Yep, 8 of Cups, you're walking away from things that don't really serve you. So again, just be careful of that impulsive spending, because I do see that here. But for the most part, if your spending habits in 2021 were not the best, and I can totally relate, so never any judgment from me. If your spending habits were not the best in 2021, and you know you can look back and see all of the things that you've bought and say, damn, I could have used this to pay off this debt, or I could use that to put here, or put towards a new home, or put towards a new car, or put towards my kids' college fund, or paying off those debts and loans. In January, you're getting a bit smarter, not a bit, a lot smarter in regards to where you want to place your money and how to spend it and how to best prepare yourself when it comes to your finances. So I really like it. So let's see what's going on with our single Leos in the month of January. What's happening with our single Leos in the month of January? Thank you. What's happening with our single Leos in the month of January, Spirit? We got the Moon. 3 of Cups. One more for my single Leos in the month of January. Queen of Cups. Okay. So, single Leos, the love life is still kind of a mystery here, right? So I don't see any significant relationship. More than anything, you guys are getting out, celebrating, enjoying yourself. Queen of Cups in the reverse, it feels like you're putting a lot of your emotional attention onto yourself and working on yourself emotionally, especially if there's been any past residual energy from anything that really has affected you in the year of 2021. You're still working on your own emotional equilibrium. And really a lot of self-care, self-love, but I see you going out, celebrating, even if it's winter wherever you are, it's cold as all heck. You know, you could be having your friends come over, family come over to your home and just kicking up, cooking food and just chilling with your family, or going out socializing. You guys are literal social butterflies. Again, depending on what else is in your chart, it can vary on how social you are. But for the most part, Leos are known to be social butterflies. So I see you guys getting out, mingling, but the love life is still a mystery, right? And you're still kind of like, well, what's happening with my love life? But I don't see you putting a lot of stress or strain on it. It's kind of like, you know, if love comes, it comes. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, would I like to know what's happening with my love life or what's going to happen? Of course. But am I going to sit up and just cry on my pillow and say, I don't have anybody, I'm lonely, I'm miserable? No. You're getting out and you're enjoying yourself. And you're enjoying your friends, your family, and your community. So I like that, single Leos. All right, so let's look at our coupled Leos. My coupled Leos in the month of January 2022. What's happening with my coupled Leos? Thank you. World in reverse, 6 of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. Okay. So you guys are really getting real with each other. Really getting real. I would say, and this is for an extreme small group of you, even though we're talking about people that are in relationships, if you are still energetically linked or tied to somebody, they may try to reappear in the month of January 2022, which, you know, the past love flames, they tend to come back around the holidays, like, hey, big head, how you doing? Things like that, right? So I get that for a very small percentage of you, but for the most part, the ones who are actively dealing with somebody where you guys are in communication, you guys are in a relationship, I don't see the waters being rocked. It feels like the relationship is still stable. It feels like communication really is improving between you two in the month of January. It feels like you guys are being a bit more vocally vulnerable with each other, really expressing your ideas, your thoughts, how you're feeling in a very logical way, you know, trying to keep emotions at bay. So maybe there may have been some emotional reactiveness in the past when it came to communication between you two, whether it's your side or their side. And it feels like you guys are getting into a new space within your relationship in January where you're able to listen without reacting, right? you're actually listening to hear out the other person and then respond, and you're really digesting what the other person is saying and taking into consideration before you speak. So I see communication really improving really well. I don't see anything closing out between you two. It feels like you guys are still going strong in the month of January. And if there's been any trouble, in 2021, it feels like January, you guys are getting to smoother waters. You guys are on a calmer page, and you guys are seeing eye to eye here. So I really do like that. I would just say be careful of any petty arguments, because we got this Knight of Swords, and this Knight of Swords can be a bit verbally reactive. So if there is anything that may tick you off or, get underneath your skin, just again, be careful to not become reactive, right? Just really take the time and communicate in a balanced way, right? What's going on and how you're feeling. But my couples, you guys are looking really good in the month of January. So we're going to go ahead and get into February. 1 second here. Okay, so Leo, let's get into February, right? So looking at the astrological aspects of February, your financial planet Mercury goes forward on the 4th, and thus finances improve. Until the 15th, Capricorn will be in your 6th house. This has many good points for you. The financial judgment will be sound, conservative, okay? I know that may not be the best thing you want to hear, but it does favor long-term savings and investment plans. Money comes to work the old-fashioned way. On the 15th, Mercury enters Aquarius, and you become more experimental in financial matters. This transit favors partnerships, startups, high-tech, and online world. So if you are wanting to start up that YouTube or start up that podcast, or if you want to publish that book through Amazon or become a influencer, whatever it may be for you, it does look really good once Mercury enters Aquarius on the 15th, right? So Mercury travels with Pluto on the 10th and 11th. This can bring a job opportunity or a second job. Mercury will be in adverse aspect with Uranus on the 23rd and the 24th, and there can be some financial disagreements with the spouse, partner, or current love. You may need to make some financial adjustments. Love is still happy this month, which is great, and still full of drama, okay? So still a little tense drama there. But you're still in a yearly love and social peak until the 18th. So social life is active. Your social grace will help the bottom line as well. A partnership or a joint venture can occur. The sun travels with Saturn on the 3rd and 4th. And for singles, this can bring a romantic opportunity with a coworker or someone involved in your health. On the 18th, the sun enters your 8th house. Jupiter has been there since the beginning of the year. So the spouse, partner, or current love is enjoying greater prosperity than last month. You seem to be very involved in this. With the 8th house so strong and full of benevolent planets, hopefully I'm saying that right, you guys know I'm horrible with my words, there is more than usual sexual activity. This is a wonderful time for personal transformation, giving birth to the you that you want to be. But before this can happen, old possessions, whether they are mental or emotional patterns, they have to go. You got to get rid of them, Leo. They got to go bye-bye. It is a month for growing by eliminating the unnecessary. It's not about adding things to yourself. So it's good to explore your thinking and feeling and see what is destructive and get rid of it. So there's so many different techniques you can do that through spirituality, of course. But let's get into the tarot portion of this, right? So let's get an overall energy for the month of February. So for my Leos in the month of February 2022, may I have a overall energy card for them? Thank you. So it says, success and fulfillment in life rest on the unflagging ability to get up, to be ourselves, to chase our dreams with fire each day, to keep willing ourselves to the next level of presence and performance and potential. Beautiful. All right. So success, your money, your finances is definitely on your mind. Again, for the ones that are coupled Leos, definitely on you and your partner's mind. So definitely finances is taking a big role in the month of February. But let's see what you can expect in the month of February of 2022. Last shuffle here for my Leos. What can they expect? What can my Leos expect in the month of, thank you. Hermit in reverse, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and let's talk about it, right? So we just talked about finances, and here it is, through work, right? Building your stability the old-fashioned way, and the greatest cards to talk about old-fashioned way would be the 3 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, right? One foot in front of the other, one step at a time. So I definitely feel in the month of February, you guys can expect some form of a financial increase. Doesn't feel like it's in large mass. Don't expect to be Jeff Bezos, you know what I'm saying, in the month of February. But it does feel like that delay we had in January now comes to fruition in the month of February, right? So if you're looking for that raise, if you're looking for that promotion, if you're looking for that job offer, it happens in the month of February 2022. Also too, again, if you applied for any loans, maybe in the month of January, whether it's for a vehicle, whether it's for a home, whether it's for a new line of credit, it feels like in the month of February, things go through, things get approved, or you do find a lender that actually approves you. So that's beautiful. The Hermit being here, you're still out of your shell. You're still out and about. It feels like there is a lot of spiritual introspection that you are doing, but it feels like more so towards the end of February, you're coming out of that shell. So a lot of tapping into your spirituality, a lot of soul searching, a lot of understanding the inner workings of you, and a lot of that energy of understanding the inner workings of you really help you along your financial sector. It really helps you along improving your finances. I do see your coworkers here, so you may be getting along with coworkers in the month of February, or just people in your life. If you are in a relationship, I do see you and your partner being on the same page financially, or you guys may have a shared goal to save up for something financially, whether it's that vacation or a honeymoon, or whether it's to buy a new home, things of that nature. You and your partner are definitely working together. And if you are absolutely single, it feels like you're getting along with people that are in your community or in your social group or in your friend group. I do see you guys working on things together. Maybe even you and a friend might decide to start up a business, or a friend may propose to you, hey, I got this idea. What do you think about it? Can you help me tweak it? Or can you look at my business proposal? Or I'm thinking about, starting up this YouTube channel. Can you give me some feedback? So it feels very career focused and oriented and money driven in the month of February. So let's see what you are not expecting to happen in the month of February 2022. For my Leos, what are they not expecting to happen in the month of February 20? Okay, thank you. 5 of Swords in reverse. This Ace of Swords keeps following you. So as the astrology was talking about, there's still some drama. I see that here with the 5 of Swords, but thankfully it's in reverse, right? So it feels like as we move through the month of February, if there is any conflict with anybody, it feels like that finally gets cut out, right? You're no longer dealing with it. You're removing that drama in some way, shape, or form from your life. If this is, the Justice, High Priestess. Ooh, okay. All right, a couple different messages here. All right. So if there has been some form of drama, you are removing that. If there's been any legal issues, any legal dramas. Remember we talked about it last month, for the month of January, that I saw court proceedings going on, but the conclusion wasn't happening. In the month of February, it feels like if you are in a legal battle with anybody, whether it's a custody battle, marriage, divorce, well, not marriage, divorce, but a divorce battle, settlement, anything of that nature, it feels like in the month of February, things finally come to a close with the Justice being here, right? If you are looking for a settlement or a payout, 9 of Pentacles, I definitely do see you getting this. It feels like it comes after taking a while, after really not knowing how things are going to play out, because we got this High Priestess here. Finally, things does play out in your favor. If you are in a relationship and things have been really rocky, where things are maybe not salvageable, especially with this 5 of Swords here in the reverse, I do see either you guys getting a divorce or you guys breaking up and separating. And that's if you're on the rough end of things, right? Not if it can be fixed. Also too, in the month of February, you guys are looking good. Again, finances is a real highlight here for you. So not only are you tapping more into your spiritual side of things, so you may be praying more, meditating more, going into or joining like a spiritual club or joining a spiritual community or group, but you're also too really tapping further into your spiritual awakening and your spiritual ascension, right? Some of you may start to pick up on these spiritual abilities that you do have, and you may want to start that tarot channel on YouTube. You may want to become a Reiki master. You may want to become an energy healer, whatever it may be for you. Also, too, your intuition is very sharp in the month of February. Your intuition will guide you to financial success. Now, you won't see the big payoff in the month of February, but if you listen to your intuition throughout the month of February, when it comes to cutting off people that may be loose ends or dead weight, if you balance out your life, whether it is in your friends, family, romantic life, Nine of Pentacles being here, it feels like once you cut off the dead weight, you really get to ascend not only financially but spiritually, right? So it's cleaning closet in the month of February as well, and these are certain things that you may not see coming. So let's go ahead and look at your finances. So for my Leos, can you tell me about their financial situation in the month of February 2022? Leo's financial situation in February 2022. Thank you. Wow. Absolutely. I love it. Finances is a big highlight for you in February. Treasure, worry-free finances, money in reserve, access. Planning here is listed as well. So, though January may have some delays for you, the month of February looks really promising, really good. Again, we had that Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So again, that raise, that promotion, things that you're looking forward to financially that may have not happened in January really kicks into gear in February. Finances look a breeze. Finances look really good. Just make sure that you are keeping some money in excess, keeping money in reserve, keeping money stored away, always for rainy days. But with this kind of finances in the month of February, you can treat yourself, right? Again, in January, I felt a little bit of that impulsive spending, but now in the month of February, long as you have prepared yourself financially, you can, go ahead and spend extra money on that new potware from Amazon, right? Whatever it is you want to do, go buy that new air fryer. I don't know. But finances look really sweet in the month of February. So tell me more, Spirit, about Leo's finances in the month of February 2022. Also, too, and this may be just for one Leo, so I'm just going to say it. If there is some form of old jewelry, whether this is an old wedding ring from a long time ex, or there's some form of prize material, prize possession that you have that doesn't, it holds its value, but you don't really wear it, you don't really use it, you just keep it. And if it's not a family heirloom, I will never tell you to go do this, but if you were to take it to a pawn shop, you would be surprised how much money you would get for that item. You may think it's not worth that much. If you was to take it to a pawn shop, you would probably double or triple what you thought it was worth on that item. Now, again, you can keep a hold on to it, but I'm just saying for that one specifically, I'm just getting that energy here. So tell me more, Spirit. Thank you. Six of Wands here in the reverse. My Leos and their finances. One more. In the month of February. Ace of Cups. Yep. So you are going to be feeling so good. You are going to be feeling so connected to whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're doing financially. And it feels like because there's an increase in finances, so it's motivating you even more. I will tell you, be careful, because with this Six of Wands in reverse, there are people that are going to be jealous of your success, jealous of what you're obtaining and what you're building. Again, I don't see Jeff Bezos money happening in February, but you are able to be comfortable. Right? So if in January you felt like you may have not been able to take like a real breather, February will be a breeze. February will be a breeze, and I do mean that. And because February will be a breeze for you financially, there may be people around you that are jealous of the fact that you get to kick your feet up and they can't, or that you get to chill out and they can't, or they gotta, figure out how to hustle and grind even harder to really, adjust and help alleviate some stress on their finances when you don't have to. February, you are looking mighty fine. And you're fulfilled financially. You're doing something that you really enjoy or love. and you're getting new opportunities in your financial sector that is emotionally fulfilling, whether that is that new job offer, or you get to switch jobs, or you get to do that job that's in a different state or in a different country. There's something around doing what you love and loving what you do that really propels you in the month of February, that also propels your finances, right? So not only are you doing something you love, but you're financially doing something that really provides a comfortable life for you in the month of February. Two of Pentacles, you may try to figure out how to work things out, or how to balance, or how to budget. Again, for the ones that are getting an increase in finances where you're now making money than you previously have made, you may be wondering or struggling on how to really not prepare, but how to really handle the increase in finances. Should I put money in this savings account, or put money in this investment account, or put money into this stocks or this Bitcoin? So you may be trying to figure out what to do with the extra money that you're getting in the month of February. No need to worry. No need to worry. You will have it figured out. But again, just be careful of people being jealous of you, okay? So let's go ahead and look into the love in February. So for my single Leos, tell me, what can they expect in the month of February 2022? What can my single Leos expect in the month of February 2022? What can my single Leos? Thank you. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Ten of Wands in the reverse. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Five of Swords. Okay. So I'll point this out. We do have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So if you're single, it looks like you're still going to be single. If in the month of January, you're just out socializing, maybe dating around, because that Three of Cups can be the dating card, dating around, maybe having, a little sexy time with a couple of hookups and stuff like that, whatever it may be. It feels like in the month of February, anybody that you're entertaining romantically, not actually dating or being with, but maybe just, texting or seeing from time to time, that completely comes to an end. You feel like, I'm not going to keep investing in this if it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to get anything out of this. It's just a waste of time. There's some form of fallout or conflict. So whether you ghost this person or they ghost you, it feels like you may be ghosting this person because it looks like you're looking at this and whether just we see each other every weekend or maybe once a week, you just feel like it's a waste of your time, right? So I do see ghosting potentially here, or just some form of a full-on cutoff. If you're single, so that means you're not entertaining anybody. I still don't see you entertaining anybody. There's a bit of guardedness to you with this Queen of Swords in the reverse. So you may be one of those Leos in the month of February where your standards are very high, your boundaries are very high, which is fine, do as you choose. But because your boundaries and standards are very high, you're not going to allow or tolerate any BS to come into your life. You're not going to allow anybody who can't meet you at your standards to come into your life, and you're not playing. I mean, you are seriously not playing. There's no negotiables here. Like, either you meet my checklist of X, Y, and Z, or you can get the F on out my face. That's what exactly this feels like in that type of tone too, right? You don't want to deal with the BS. You want somebody serious. And it feels like the people that have been around, or that you may have ran into, or maybe briefly got to know, have felt like a waste of time, and you don't want to waste your time. You would rather Five of Swords it, right? I'd rather keep my distance and cut and just be by myself and stay by myself like I have been until I find the one that's right for me. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So I don't see any new love happening in the month of February. So let's look at our couple Leos. If I can shuffle. Thank you. So for my couple Leos, can you tell me what's happening in their love life in the month of February for my couple Leos? Something flipped. Seven of Swords in reverse, Two of Swords, Five of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Justice in reverse, Two of Pentacles here. Okay, so this is actually really interesting. So Six of Pentacles being here, you two are still having some equal give and take, right? So I do still see you guys working on the connection. I do still see you guys really trying to make things work, trying to be balanced within this connection. I will say though, in regards to your love aspect with your partner, it may be hard to see eye to eye on certain things. Finances are a big factor here. You guys are trying to juggle and figure out your finances together. What do we want to do with certain parts of our finances? Where do we want to place X amount of dollars, or what accounts do we want to put them in, or what investments do we want to put them in? And I don't think you two are really, it feels like somebody loses here. And that's the sad part about it, because it feels like there's a winner and there's a loser, right? There's no compromise here. Somebody's not willing to compromise with this Two of Swords. Somebody is very, whether this is you or your partner, Leo, that's very outright and very just straightforward. Hey, this is what I want our finances to look like. And you're like, no, this is what I want them to look like. And nobody's coming to the middle ground, right? There's a lot of stubborn energy here. For others of you that may not be financially entangled with each other, right? You're just in a relationship and say you're not like at that portion of the relationship. This more feels like there's some form of unfairness here. It's like you guys can't see eye to eye on something, whether it's the amount of time you guys are spending together, the amount of effort that's being put into the relationship in the month of February. And your person, it feels like your person's being very outright and honest, but there's still some lack of compromise. So say, for an example, your person works, night shifts and you work day shifts, so you guys barely get to see each other. And it's like you guys have a talk of, okay, well, maybe you switch your shifts so that way we can kind of be on the same shift, so that way we have our time to see each other after work. And they're like, well, no, I prefer this shift. Why don't you switch yours? And you're like, well, no, because I have X, Y, and Z, so I can't really switch my shift. And you guys aren't really seeing eye to eye. Again, that's only an example, but that's the example of what it feels like. It's hard for you two to compromise in the month of February. And you guys are trying to find a balancing act between you two or between each other, but somebody ends up disappointed because somebody does not get their way. Again, I don't see the relationship ending, but there is a struggle for power here in the month of February between you two as couples. So let's go ahead and get into March and see what March has in store, Leo. Okay, so let's get into March 2022. So both Mars and Venus move into your 7th house on the 6th, making the 7th house very strong. So although it's not, a peak of love, if you will, the social life is still active. These transits bring opportunities for love affairs, but not necessarily serious committed love. Mars rule your 5th house of fun, so it's more about having fun with people. Love is an amusement this month, okay? So you have fun, enjoy yourself, right? It's like going to the movies or theater, right? You're gonna have fun, get your little sexy time, but it is what it is, right? It's really nothing more in the month of March. So this month ahead in the month of March really does look prosperous. Mercury moves speedily through this month, signaling fast financial progress and confidence. The sun will travel with Jupiter from the 4th to the 6th, which should bring a nice payday, right? So mark that on your calendar. It is also good for speculations, though you should never do these things automatically, but only by using your intuition, which is what I stress the most on this channel. Use your damn intuition, okay? Still, you are more risk-taking than usual. Mercury, your financial planet, will also travel with Jupiter on the 20th and the 21st. This brings financial expansion. Health needs watching this month, though you will see major improvement from the 20th onwards, right? In the meantime, there are about, I believe, 4 to 5 planets that are in stressful alignment with you. So always make sure to maintain high energy levels. Your 8th house is strong into the 20th, so keep in mind, our discussion in regards to February. Just keep that in mind. Also, a new birth tends to be messy business. So for some of you that may be in those complicated love situations, just be a little careful with that. But it does show that the end result will be good. So with the sun in the 8th house until the 20th, many of you are confronting death on a psychological level. It probably won't touch you physically before you start jumping at me, okay? Please don't come for me, don't cancel me. But astrologically, this is what's being shown for you Leos. So it probably won't touch you on a physical level, although you may have some close calls. Not all of you, but some of you may have some close calls. It is going to force you to become more serious about life. And that's truly the point of this, right? And those experiences that we have that are those close calls are really what wakes us up to how important life is. So on the 20th, the sun enters your 9th house and stays there for the rest of the month. All the planets are moving forward and the sun is in dynamic Aries. Events move quickly. The pace of life is faster than usual. Many of you, I wouldn't say many, I'll probably say a good portion of you or some of you may travel to foreign countries, right? Or you guys, if you are within the US, you may travel to different states. College level students will do well in their studies, and there are religious and philosophical breakthroughs happening in the month of March. So let's look at the tarot portion one last time. All right, so for my Leos in the month of March, what is their overall energy here? If I can shuffle. What is happening, or the overall energy, I should say, I'm so sorry. Overall energy for my Leos in the month of March. One card, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. So we gain power from, okay, if I'm reading this right, we gain power from again and again allowing ourselves to choose the kind of recklessness that allows us to be vulnerable, genuine, and brave in the pursuit of our dreams. So this is really interesting because it says you're, just astrologically, you're in a more risk-taking position this month than usual, which this actually talks about, choosing that kind of recklessness that allows us to be vulnerable, genuine, and brave in the pursuit of our dreams. So it's right on par with what we're seeing astrologically. But let's go ahead and tune into tarot and see what you can expect in the month of March. For my Leos, what can my Leos expect in the month of March? Last shuffle. King of Wands in reverse, Seven of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So big changes, and I will point this out. Bottom of the deck is the Strength in reverse, which is exactly your energy, along with the King of Wands here. So you're coming up being highlighted in the month of March. It's all about you. It's all about your inner power. It's all about your inner strength. It's all about you. And again, we talk about that close call event with this Wheel of Fortune being here. It does feel like something fated will be happening in the month of March. Again, I don't need all y'all to panic and try to cancel me. Please don't. But it is something in the month of March is destined to happen for you, which may leave you confused, which may leave you unsure about yourself, unsure about life, unsure about what you're doing. You may feel a bit off kilter. You may feel like you don't know what's going on. This King of Wands, it just feels like you're out of control. Not saying you are behaving out of control, but you may feel like life, right? What's happening in the month of March may feel a bit out of your control, a bit out of your hands. The month of March, I do see your energy being a bit depleted. So again, as it talked about in the health portion, make sure your energy levels are as high as you can keep them. But it does feel like because there's a lot of things that you have on your plate with the Seven of Cups, you may be feeling emotionally drained. In the month of March, just make sure that you try to really, if you have a regimen in place, like a diet or a health regimen in place, please stick to it. And if you don't, please implement one. You are going to need it. You are going to need it. There may be multiple people in the month of March that may piss you off or that tries to get under your skin, but this is meant to happen so that way you can clear and cleanse your energy from people, again, that does not belong if you didn't do it in the months prior. March will really force you to. So if you still are holding on energetically to past lovers, to things that happen in your past, family members, work situations, if you have not released or relinquished that energy, the month of March will force you to, and it's not a pleasant energy. So at least having this heads up in advance, whether you get started now or you started in January, February, cut the energy, because there is a life-changing event that happens for you in March that will force this energy to leave your life based on an awakening that you end up having, or an event that happens to you in your life that truly puts you in an off-putting state. Okay, so again, nothing to really panic or worry about, but just make sure you do the work in advance so that way you don't have to deal with the feeling out of control in the month of March. So let's see what you are not expecting. What are my Leos not expecting in the month of March of 2022? What are our Leos not expecting in the month of March 2022? Six of Pentacles. I just heard guardian angel. So let me tell you this, Leo, and let me just pause for a quick second. In the month of March, there's a guardian angel, whether you know who this exact guardian angel is or if you don't. There's a guardian angel that is guiding you and that's helping you and that's going to be there for you. If you feel in some way, shape, or form, and this, I don't know why, this is like channel, because it feels like I'm speaking to it specifically. If you feel like all hope is lost and if you feel like nobody is in your corner, this specific guardian angel is in your corner and they have your back. When you feel like the rug is being pulled from underneath your feet, just know that your guardian angel is swooping in to bring you a magic carpet. Your guardian angel is swooping in to save you. Your guardian angel will not let you fall and will not let you fail. And it feels like for specific Leo that I'm speaking to, because of what you will face in the month of March, you just feel like everything is hitting you at once and everything is just spinning out of control. And I promise you, it's only, I hate to say it's for your highest good, because, you know, dealing with those situations, it never feels good to go through, right? But I will say this, the growth that happens after you come out of the situation makes you a much stronger Leo than before. Magician. One more for my Leos. What are they not expecting in the month of Strength in the reverse and that Queen of Swords? Interesting. So really beautiful energy here. Honestly, it's really beautiful energy. It feels like a lot of things that you are manifesting, you feel like you kind of feel a bit ticked off because it's like, when is it happening? Right? So you may be manifesting or asking for new things in the month of March, or wanting new things to happen for you in the month of March, or wanting to create new things. And again, I'm kind of going back to January a little bit, because it feels like things were moving in the month of January, but they were delayed. February looked really good, and then we come back to March, which is now we're kind of hitting another brick wall, right? Because you are manifesting things. You are, as so above is below. I think that's the saying of how it goes, right? So you are calling in your spirit teams. You are manifesting. You are doing the things that you need to do to bring certain realities into fruition. But it just feels like there's some force against you in the month of March, and I don't think you see this coming, because it feels like you're coming into March with the idea, hope, and belief that, okay, March is a new month. This is going to be great. We had a killer month in February, at least on the financial front, or just feeling good in one way or the other. So you're thinking you're going to take that energy into March, and it's like, ho, 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 no, you're not. No, you're not. It feels like there's some force against you, and it tires you out. By the end of March, you are going to feel tired, right? It's like, damn, March just really kicked my ass, right? And it kind of leaves you in this state of just feeling a bit cold and cut off from everybody, or a bit detached, right? Because things that you are trying to manifest and bring into fruition, you know, you are putting good out into the world. So where's that karma at, right? When am I going to get my good karma? Again, I had a good month in February. So March, why am I hitting these walls? Where's my good karma? Where's my manifestations happening? Like, where are they at? Mind you, they are going to be coming. We do got the Knight of Wands. Just, again, I know we hate the word patience, but I'm getting the energy of patience here, because this Queen of Swords is like that brick wall. It's like you're manifesting. It's like, nope, not this month. Not this month. And you're just feeling drained by it. So if you do have expectations, whether it's progressing through a job in the month of March, or continuing to progress, or something in regards to love, family, or finances, whatever it may be that you're wanting to progress or you want it to grow, in the month of March, it feels like you're just hitting brick after brick, or it comes to some form of a halt, or it feels like the universe is kind of stopping it from coming into fruition, right? And I don't think you're going to see that coming. So let's look at finances. Tell me about finances for my Leos in the month of March. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. Leo finances in the month of March. Mask. Secret stash, saving pennies, finding money, theft. Okay. So, the money you've made in February, hopefully you saved. Hopefully you invested. Hopefully you invested it. Not saying you're going to lose any money. Again, I don't see anything turbulent happening with your finances, but putting money away, continuing to put money away. You may need money for a rainy day in the month of March, right? So that investing that you did in February may come in handy in the month of March, right? Again, I don't see anything crazy happening with the finances. Also, too, you may have somebody that tries to steal from you. So if you do apply for a loan in the month of March, or whether it's for a car, whether it's for a credit union, whether it's for a home, whatever, or whether it's for an opportunity, right? And you have to invest. You know, I tend to think of MLMs, right? Those, I mean, technically they're kind of like pyramid schemes. No offense if you are in an MLM. But, you know, those multi-level marketings and things of that nature, and you invest in, and you don't see a return or you don't see a profit. Now you just feel like they stole your money. There's opportunities like that when it comes to the financial aspect, where you have maybe a career opportunity or an opportunity to invest in something, whether it's a startup or whether it's in a family business or in your friend's business, and they take your money and you don't see a return or profit on it. So just be careful that in the month of February, you made very wise investments, because in the month of March, if you did not invest your money properly or with the right people or with the right business or the right company, your money has the high opportunity of being stolen. So just be very cautious about that. So tell me more about my Leo's financial matters in the month of March 2022. Eight of Cups in reverse, Three of Wands, Three of Swords. Yeah. So again, definitely if you invested incorrectly, your money, you're going to feel the wrath behind that. You're going to feel the pain behind that, especially if you invested like a good sum of money. You're definitely going to feel the pain behind that. Three of Wands being in reverse, you're expecting a payout. You may be expecting a payout, or you may be expecting a raise or a new raise, or you may be expecting that promotion and it's just not happening. Maybe they give that promotion to somebody else within the department or within the company. You may be wanting to hear back from that new job or opportunity, and in the month of March, you're not hearing back from them. They're not hiring you. You may have some trouble of getting hired. You may be looking out and trying to apply to different places, maybe even trying to go back to a prior job, and they're not willing to hire you back. So the month of March, depending on how you handled your money in the February, because I do see a good chance of money explosion, not Jeff Bezos money, but good money coming in. Depending on how you handled your money in February will be your baseline for March, because I don't see anything increasing here. If anything, there's a potential of losing money in the month of March. So just be very careful here, okay? So let's go ahead and get into our singles. One moment. I didn't mean to put this card up, sorry. So singles for the month of March 2022. Singles for the month of March 2022. For my Leos. What's going on in our singles lives in the month of March 2022? What's happening for our singles in the month of March 2022? High Priestess in the reverse. Anything else we have for our single? Okay, thank you. Fool, King of Wands, Five of Cups. Okay, so month of March, you may have your eye on somebody. You may want to give somebody a try. You may be interested in somebody in the month of March. Bottom of the deck was the Three of Swords. I'll point this out. Five of Cups in the reverse. So you're getting over the past, or you've gotten over the past. You're just, you know, in March, it's just like, all right, maybe I'm ready to set my sights on somebody. And it feels like you do set your sights on somebody. Maybe Aries specifically with this Fool card, because they're right next to each other. But you are looking at your options now. You are looking at what's available and what's out there. I will tell you this, because it feels very sexual in nature, which that is the undertone for the month of March, right? It's about fun. It's about sexual passion. I don't see any relationship happening here, but you may be ready to get yourself back out there and have a good time, whether it's sexually, get laid, especially if it's been a long time, right? Maybe the last person you had sex with was the person that hurt you, that broke your heart, right? So you may have been dry for some months, weeks, years. I don't know. Ain't my business. But whatever the case may be, you're feeling very sexually energized in the month of March. I will tell you this, be careful with the High Priestess in reverse, because you may not listen to your intuition in regards to something or somebody. You may be looking at a person and coming at it from a sexual matter or a sexual base, or this is how somebody can be doing you in the month of March. But I'm just going to say it's you. But again, this could be somebody's energy towards you in the month of March. But because you're not listening to your intuition in regards to whoever you may have your eyes set on or looking towards, with that Three of Swords still on the bottom of that deck, you could potentially get hurt by somebody, right? Wanting to go in for just the fun, and then now your emotions get hurt, or now your feelings get hurt. Or because you're not listening to your intuition, something's off with this person. There's potential for... Be careful of STIs, STDs, right? We'll just put it like that. Just make sure you're not intuitively overlooking something. If something feels off, if you smell smoke, there's fire. Never doubt that. I will always say that forever. If there's smoke, there's fire, and there's potential for there to be smoke towards whoever you have your eyes on in the month of March. But I do see you being a little more reckless in the energy, not saying in a bad way, but it's more risk taking, right? Like, okay, well, maybe I haven't had sex in a while, or I haven't hooked up, or I haven't really given my time or attention. Because if, say, not everybody's a hookup person, right? But say you haven't really put yourself out there or put yourself in the space to have somebody get to know you, or you get to know somebody. So you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow, go with the wind. Let me put myself back out there. And you have the potential to end up putting your sights on somebody that intuitively may not be the best. So just be careful and make sure you're using your discernment in the month of March. So let's look at our couple Leos. Couple Leos in the month of March 2021. Okay. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Our couple Leos in the month of March. Okay. I'm not taking all those, but I'll take these two. And the King of Wands again. Okay. So I will say this to you, because on the bottom of this deck is the Six of Wands. Somebody may be a little more selfish in the relationship in the month of March, whether that's you or this person. Somebody may show a bit of selfishness. And I do feel like somebody would like to change that. Five of Pentacles, Temperance in the reverse. Somebody would like to change that because things are out of balance. Things are out of order. So it feels like Four of Swords, especially coming off of the month of February, where there was a bit of being able to compromise. Somebody is feeling like the other person is selfish, or the other person is not really taking my needs into concern, right? There may be a momentary pause, whether you guys maybe take some space or, you know, separate from each other for a few days, for a few weeks. I do see that, but then I see this person coming back around, trying to heal the situation, or knowing that the situation needs to be healed. I don't see a full-on breakup, but I do see you guys possibly taking space from each other in the month of March. Somebody focusing on themselves and their own victories, whether it's in work, whether it's in family life, whether it's in their home life, focusing on themselves. but I do see a comeback around between you two. So just expect a break. That's the strongest energy I'm getting here, is that you and a person are going to be on a break in the month of March, but you guys do come back around at some point within the month. So it doesn't feel long term. It feels like a few weeks, a few days, but it doesn't feel like a full-on breakup that you two will experience. So any closing messages here for my Leos? Any closing messages here for my Leos? Let's go ahead and get into this deck. For the first quarter of 2021. Excuse me, 2022. Let me do the one more last up on that. Closing messages for my Leos. Anything we need to let them know, Spirit, for my Leos? Take charge and action. And that's what you're all about, and trust the universe on the bottom. So the first quarter feels a little up and down. I won't deny that to you. But when things starts to get a bit shaky and a bit wavering, make sure that you're in a position of power, that you don't let life happen to you, but you take control of life. Now, some things are outside of your control, but that trust the universe. That's the only thing. Some things will be outside of your control, but that's when you have to have that mind over matter mindset, right? Do I allow life to happen to me, or do I get up and take control of my life, right? When life tends to just take its way with you. So you stay in a position of power. Know that you can handle anything that's thrown your way, no matter how severe, no matter how easy. You got this. I believe in you. I am always proud of you, Leo. I'm going to leave this here for you. Hopefully you guys like this. If you do, then I'll do another one sometime next year at the top of the year for the second quarter of 2022, if you like this type of reading. Otherwise, I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.